story. We're tracking an interesting one, though, a strange one out of Montreal. The RCMP have arrested a man who has ties to Osama Bin Laden, who, of course, was the founder of Al-Qaeda. That man allegedly said to wanted to commit a major attack. Let's bring in CTV's Karamali, who is tracking this one closely for us from our national newsroom and has more on, Kamil, what we know about this guy, what's the background here, and how this story all came to light. What are you hearing?
Yeah, his name is Mohammed Abdullah Warsame. He is 51 years old, and this incident took place in Montreal a decade and a half after he was convicted for helping and having ties with Al-Qaeda and specifically Osama Bin Laden. So he is homeless now, according to police, which is why he was at Montreal's largest emergency shelter early last week on Monday, May 26th. Court documents say he allegedly told an employee there at the shelter he wanted to commit a large-scale attack, that he wanted to kill a large number of people, and that he was allegedly able to make explosives. So obviously the employee at the emergency shelter in Montreal called police. Police then informed RCMP. The investigation is still ongoing. We know he appeared in court today, and court records show he has now facing one count of uttering threats to cause death or bodily harm. And as you can see here, this is from the RCMP release for an incident on May 26, Monday of last week. He was arrested just 2 days after on Wednesday. Going back to Warsame's history with Al-Qaeda and Osama Bin Laden, in May of 2009, he pleaded guilty in a Minnesota federal court of one count of conspiring to provide material to support and resources to Al-Qaeda. According to the plea agreement back then, Warsame provided forms of support like training and currency to Al-Qaeda between 2000 and 2003. And in early 2000, he attended an Al-Qaeda training camp in Afghanistan. And according to an affidavit, he even admitted to seeing Bin Laden on several occasions, attending Bin Laden's lectures and sat next to him at a meal, also keeping in contact with several Al-Qaeda contacts, and even sending money, $2,000 to one of his former training commanders. So he came to Canada, Todd, as a refugee living in Toronto back in the late 80s. What ended up happening is he got married in the 90s and moved to Minnesota. And that is when his ties with Al-Qaeda began in 2000 to 2003. He was he was convicted in 2009, but then sentenced to 8 years in prison. He was then deported to Canada and apparently in Montreal a decade and a half later, now in trouble with the law. Yet again, he had his first court appearance today, so we'll keep a close track on how this one develops. Back over to you, Todd.
All right, good to have you with us here, Kamil. Much appreciated.
You're welcome.